hopefully we got all of the talking out of the way at the end of last episode. I know I did. The end of last episode was supposed to be the start of this episode, but because it was half an hour of talking, I just tacked it on at the end of the last episode, so I'll start this one afresh. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to spend some money and get some more powerful items, as in just like heal and recovery items, because I do think this is the end of the game. By what's being said, it's like kind of wrapping things up. So, lemon gel, I've got plenty of them. Let's get 3 of them. Grape gel. Pineapple gel. Give me 5. There we go. Right, I think we're stocked up life bottle. Give me another 2 of them just in case. I'm happy there. Let's go. Oh, one thing. Accessory. Forge an accessory. Oh, that's Weapon Man. Can we create... I don't know how to make... Ah, fuck this, that's far too complicated. Just because I know by creating a certain accessory we could have unlocked a new skill tree for Shion. That's not going to happen at this stage in the game, is it? It shouldn't be that complicated. I don't know how to do mine. I don't care. To infinity and beyond.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one.
The Fanny Smasher.
I really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have 2 goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
Let's do it.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective.
I love that feeling.
Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The Starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion?
Oh
You
my
seem a little
god.
different.
Different?
Oh no.
Like in a bad way different?
No,
More
not at all.
speaking to people. What the fuck is this game playing at? I just don't. I don't care. Sorry, lads, I can't do it. I don't care what these people have got to say. It means nothing at this point. Just let me fucking get some action. Why would you have me speak to people on the ground for fucking half an hour and then make me do it again once we're on the ship? Sorry, like, not happening. Not today, baby. Not today. I actually want to play a game.
You...
Yeah, I'm familiar with the ship 100%.
Is everyone about ready?
Yes. The fucking Death Star. Lenegis is the Death Star. I love a good Death Star.
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my
Porn.
desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond
Yeah,
that
on
wall
then.
lies a city full of Renans. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side.
Hopefully some gameplay. I can find some gameplay on the other side, please. Oh yeah. Why is everything on fire? Whole place is a shithole. Lenegis. Yeah, I think they're having a lot more problems than what we thought they were.
What in the world?
This being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana then?
Heard what?
They're just in the dark as anybody else.
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
He's lost love, eh? I bet.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Do?
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danins poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two.
Right, let's do it then, baby.
Danins among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
Denon dogs.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
So, like, Dohalim seems to be quite a popular lord, but then again, he's not a complete arsehole. What's through here? I can't go down there.
Your lordship! Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red.
It's
Have
you.
you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
He was like, I've never fucking seen her, okay? I wonder if this is the 12th person I need to unlock that skill tree. In all my years, I've never seen such potent healing arts. Thank you so much. Fancy parafait recipe. We did it, didn't we? Yes, we did. There we go. That was the 12th person we needed to heal. Goddess of Kindness. Max AG. Improved healing arts. Yes, please. That's the one,
just
John.
How many people have been
Better
saved
healing.
by Shion in some form? I'm impressed.
There's rumors flying around about people being...
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Hmm? Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made Sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off-limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it.
Come on then. Oh, fucking hell, 2 steps, another cutscene. Fuck me in the arse.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, they're sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Renans and their lords. Oh, so this is a side quest. Come on then. I suppose we'll get it done. Which lord I support? Wolsey Tedalus. Lord Balsif, okay. Yeah. First to admit that, His Excellency always stands up against any that would mean us harm. Okay. He likes Balsif.
Balsif had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do...
She supports Dohalim. Okay.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
Don't tell me you work for Lord Dohalim or that dreadful Lord Almadira, do you? House Valkyris. Lord Ganabelt. Okay. He's strict, but he puts Rena's interest first and foremost. Confined to Lenegis. Okay, whatever.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However,
Is this quest finished?
in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Pardon me.
House Canaris. Almadira. Few women lords, blah blah blah.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief,
Ridiculous.
Lord Volron.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Harros
Can't move,
changed
I'm
so
stuck.
abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you, because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah.
Rocco.
I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
Exactly. Exactly.
It was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
I don't believe that. That's a load of shit.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
You're wrong.
Not at all.
Being a
What?
Danon doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Xion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
What? Did they just say being bad doesn't make you bad? Okay then. Well, am I? Oh, finally I can move. Being bad don't make you bad, it just makes you a person, son. Fuck your morals, bitch. Some grape drink. Sugar water purple.
There's something I just don't get.
Oh my god, is this cutscene central? The boss of this game is the fucking
It's always
cutscenes.
gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Joe Mama.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras,
What a
the
name.
former Lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renan by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
I agree, Law, because for the past half an hour we've stood about chatting it when we could have just walked to the Forbidden Zone and found out what the fuck's happening. Oh my god, another cutscene. I've made 4 steps.
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait, Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Oh shit, so he killed this wifey's husband, probably. Or a son.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Shit.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Can we walk more than 4 steps? Let's count. Oh wait there, what's down that way? Nah, no, don't care. I just don't care anymore.
What's this
Tofu.
thing?
Tofu 1 out of 2. A bit weird. There's only 2 in the entire game. Oh, tofu's for a quest, isn't it? I have to find something like spongy or some shit like that. We must end up going back to Dana eventually.
Wow, this place is beautiful.
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnigan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnigan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnigan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less. She would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
Fuck this weirdo.
Alphen.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
And goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me,
Right, and I do need to
they'll
sleep.
likely offer their assistance.
Oh my days. This has been excruciating, this last fucking hour and a half. It's just, there's no action whatsoever. Hopefully it changes. Hey, about time.
Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight. Oh,
I am Lord Dohalim of Helden Menencia. I command you.
Threats to the city must be erased.
No.
I'm getting sucked in. I'm getting sucked off.
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one.
This one's mine.
take this.
Raging Cascade. Here goes.
Eternal devastation.
That's my cue.
Rising one. Shut him down.
Astral energy.
Say no more. Its armor's too strong.
Then I'll split it open.
Be my guest.
Come on, baby. Light a bitch up. Light a bitch up.
You picked the wrong fight. Commander of Heaven. Phoenix Cyclone.
Glacial Fire. Here's the evil. I call upon thee. Freeze Lancer.
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Harros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
Okay, oh, big area. Straight ahead. Oh, it's a fucking dragon, mate. Force Wolf and an Alpha Force Wolf.
Here I go.
Rising Wyvern!
Ready to go. Hit. Far enough.
Do you require a hand?
Here they go. These ones can run fast around us.
Now you see what I can do.
Field.
Here I go! Rising Wyvern!
I'm just going ape shit with this.
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Make it real. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Glacial Spear. Here's the evil.
Strike!
Frozen red. Fresh.
Start up!
Dance in the wind. Ow.
Not today!
Hear me. Flame of fury. That'll bring you down.
Rising Wyvern!
Magic is there.
Luna
In
Rondo!
here. Radiant
Good
energy.
boy! Cut! Luna
Do
Rondo!
it.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
Probably. Oh, hello, big fella. Right, let's give this guy a bash. It's a mantis, isn't it? I've only ever fought one of these before and it wasn't even that hard.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Burning? Not on my watch. Glacial Spear. Here's evil. Stars of light. Rain down. Freeze Laser. I think I'll pass on the handshake.
Eternal devastation!
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burn it!
Their arms were interrupted.
Dance in the wind! No more playing nice!
Eternal devastation!
In a vine?
Photon flip!
I can carve through one!
Let me feel! First aid! More for the stockpile! Go!
It's a flame inside me! Yours to be let! This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield.
Block, stop the charge. Brilliant.
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Eternal devastation!
Magic is there!
Eternal devastation!
Here!
Try harder! You're mine!
Far beyond the darkest sky! I call it! Primed and ready!
Eternal devastation!
Where are you going?
No escape! Eternal devastation!
Here's a hero!
It's time! You can't get out of this!
It's go time!
Down! Your arms!
I can carve through armor!
Here
Eternal
goes!
devastation!
Mega ray!
It's on! You picked the wrong fight!
Lightning
You're on!
raging cascade!
Eternal devastation!
Purge malevolence! Magic is
Eternal
there!
devastation!
Sleep now! Here, let me help! Magic is there! Burning!
Eternal
I can do
devastation!
it all day!
Oh, fuck, I've gone wild.
Fair enough! Hurricane strike!
Eternal devastation!
Healing circle! Time to
Eternal!
strike!
Prepare to be sealed!
Searing
No
flame!
further!
Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
Take
this! Sleep now!
Try harder! My turn!
More for the stockpile! Light
Eternal
after
devastation!
energy!
All mine!
Where
Ignite!
that came from! Air
Eternal devastation!
Photon flame! Magic is there!
Eternal devastation!
Blah blah blah! Marksman handle in here!
My turn! I have no limits!
Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Nothing gets by
Eternal
me!
devastation!
Blah blah blah!
Denied.
Too much to handle?
On guard.
Eternal devastation!
By the power of flame!
Eternal devastation! Coming through!
Light him up, baby.
Now! Scarlet Inferno! This one's all mine! Eternal devastation! Eat this!
In here!
Going in.
I'll be saving the power of flame!
Eternal
Vanish
devastation!
without a trace!
Anything in armor is all mine.
Try harder!
Explosion! Hear me! Flame of fury!
Eternal devastation! Try harder! My turn! Remember!
Get wrecked.
Energy!
Say no more!
Oh, there we go. Hey, it wasn't a tough fight,
I've been
but I had a
doing
lot of
really
help.
great lately.
Right, here goes! I do one, eh? Here I go!
Far enough.
Rising Walker!
I can't let the hatred consume me!
Luna Rondo!
Look sharp!
You're mine! No escape!
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that!
Ah! Burn in hell! Fall back! Here I come!
Here's evil! Your dreams!
Rising Wyvern!
Anything in armor is all mine.
Will this
Luna Rondo! Fall back!
I never miss! Raging cascade! Here I go!
Carve through armor!
Into the city! This way!
Sorry, make it rain.
Call upon thee!
Strike!
First aid!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And the pummeling to me! Finish with shooting star! Now for something special!
Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
I'll be make it rain! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here,
This one's all mine!
First aid!
Not today!
Here I go! Go!
Eternal devastation!
Maelstrom!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Oh,
You're mine!
stars of light!
Take
Rain
this!
down and pure
Luna Rondo!
No further!
Make it rain.
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Glacial
Now!
spear! Pierce evil!
Leave the charges to me. Denied.
Rising Wyvern!
Lightning! Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning strike! Glacial
Not
spear!
on my
Pierce evil!
Ready and raring!
Freeze
Freeze Lancer! I feel sprightlier than before.
Sprightly, you say? I'm a sprightly little fellow. Oh, the fuck's this? Look at this big boy.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Now you'll learn!
Light a bitch up.
Rising Wolver! Mirage!
So much for talking it out.
You got spirit!
I'll heal you.
Devastation! Crush! Eternal devastation!
Lightning
Appreciate your
do it.
Okay, live up!
Astral energy.
Say no more.
Not a chance! Rising Wyvern!
It's
time.
Stardust.
Lunar Vulgo!
Do it.
Not chill!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
My turn!
Here goes.
I'm not done! Stardust!
Healing circle. With this,
Okay, so we went that way, down that way.
I can become even stronger.
A lot of Zoogles on the other side.
Their
We're gonna have to
soldiers
fight them
don't seem
eventually.
to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Oh, we're gonna fight this big ass mole bugger.
Is someone making them step?
Right, here goes!
Annihilate stars of light. Rain down the
Not today!
Switch to offense.
Eternal devastation! Time to cross blades!
Thunder touch.
Crush!
Explosion.
Eternal devastation! Try harder! Not a chance!
Photon. Purge malevolence. Not in your dreams.
I'll stop its charge.
Thanks, Kisara.
Here goes.
Eternal devastation!
Raging cascade. Hurricane strike.
Eternal devastation!
Dance in the wind. Feel.
Demon Fang! The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Astral energy. War without
Eternal devastation! Crush!
This one's mine.
Eternal
I'll bring you
devastation!
down.
Here I come!
In here.
Try hard, not a chance!
This one.
Prepare to be seized!
Sky.
Lewis, try harder, not a chance!
Radiant
Struck!
here.
In a vine! Eternal devastation! I'll smash you!
Lightning. In here.
Demon Fang!
Mega ray. Annihilation.
Struck! Burn in hell!
Radiant sleep now. Hurricane
Eternal devastation! Crush!
By the power of
Eternal devastation!
Blah 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 magic.
Try harder!
Freeze
Here I
Lancer.
come!
You get the gist.
Struck!
Answer. Hear me. Go down. You get the gist. Burning.
I have no
Stop him.
Ready.
Crush!
Piercing roar.
Eternal devastation!
I'm out of ammo. I'm all
Shield
lightning
and
ray.
Eternal
Mega ray.
devastation.
Crush. Reach.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
The earth throbs in
Glacier
pain.
Spear.
Shit. I thought it was gonna be down for longer than that.
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
If it's in the sky, it's mine. Photon dance in the wind.
Burn in hell!
Time to die.
Eternal devastation!
Vanish without a trace.
Eternal devastation! Crush!
On guard. In here.
Try harder! Not a chance!
Explosion. Here.
Demon Fang!
Glacial Spear. Pierce evil.
Demon Fang!
Purge malevolence. Into the shadows. In here. Mega ray. Another.
Crush!
Oh shit, she only got one health.
I don't even know the word defeat.
Eternal devastation!
Oh, sparkling stars of light. Freeze Lancer. The waters of
Eternal-
freeze.
Now we're not-
Magic.
Crush! Take this! Shattering of pieces!
Healing circle.
You'll pay for that! Eternal devastation! Crush! Eternal devastation! Crush! Eternal devastation!
Shit.
Try harder!
Ooh, just in time.
Eternal devastation!
That's it, it's dead.
Instant!
It's just a massive damage sponge, that's all it is.
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
Right, Alphen actually. Arts. First aid, Alphen. Kisara, she needs it. We're nearly to the end. I need to take a right to go to the secret area. Well, not a secret area, but the area where there's probably going to be an item. Ooh, it could be a hard fight, this.
Hi, Hoodle.
Denied! Rising Wyvern!
In here.
Soda! Try harder! Not a chance! I'm not done!
Magic is there.
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Annihilation.
Glacial
Light.
Ignite!
Here, sparkling stars.
Take this!
Radiant. Here.
They're all
Dream.
Take this! Rising Wyvern!
Light cascade. I'm out of air. Blossom. Sealed. Mega ray.
Eternal
Annihilation. By the power of flame.
Demon Fang!
Light astral raging cascade. Explosion.
You're mine!
Flame of fury. In here. Burning.
It's too much!
Oh shit!
Beyond the darkest skies, I call upon thee. Hey, just what I needed. Shooting star. You must handle. Dance in the wind. Reload. Sleep now.
Take this!
Make it rain.
Got him.
Astral energy.
Say no more! My turn!
All
The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Ignite!
Here's a healing arc. Dig waterfall. This one's mine. I can do
Eternal
all
Flame.
Finish with the flame. Do it.
Remove!
Astral energy.
Say no more!
Got them all with that hit. Lovely.
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
I think I need a shop. Because by the sounds of it, we can upgrade somebody's weapons. Loads of stuff from here, actually. I think we've only got one more battle and then it's the end of this particular floor. Yeah, the dogs are the worst because you can't hit them.
Out of my way. Here goes. I need to pull myself together.
I won't show you any mercy! Bring him down! It's all mine! Rising Wyvern! Lunarongo!
Here's a healing arc. Magic is there. In here.
You picked the wrong fight! You're mine!
Sleep now.
Eternal devastation!
Come on, get him, 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 get him.
Annihilation. By the power of flame.
No further!
Rain down.
It's going after the wrong guy.
Demon Fang!
By the power of flame.
Coming through!
Yeah, I got the limit break there and it fucked my combo up because it took me out of my attack animation.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! Now! You're mine! Try harder! My turn! I'm not done! Rising Wyvern! Start! Lunarongo! Here I come! Strike! This one's all mine! Remove!
Astral energy.
Say no more! My turn! Strike!
Annihilation.
Start up!
Mega ray.
Not today!
Make it rain.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
Far beyond
Now,
the darkest
take
skies.
this.
This one's mine.
No escape! Stardust! Lunarongo!
Radiant
You're
field.
mine! Remove!
Astral energy.
Say no more!
Beautiful. Okay.
Need
There's
to
going
be
to be one
stronger.
more room. Oh, fuck. Right, wait there. Let's use some items on CP. I'll use... no.
Hi, Hoodle. Here goes my lord. Burning.
Now you see what I can do!
You think that shield will save you?
Lunarongo! I'm not done! Lunarongo!
Take this!
Here I come!
Glacial spear.
Support! This one's all mine!
Flames will roar. Radiant
It's time!
fire.
Not today!
Charge malevolence! Right here! Now! Astral energy!
Say no more!
I'll heal you all! The flames will roar! Sweep the healing circle!
Appreciate it! Demon Plague!
Not in your dreams! All disasters made one! Come forth!
Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch. Got him.
My turn!
Arctic waterfall! Eat dirt! Eat More healing circle! Do it!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! Barely a blip on our radar.
Okay, I think this is it. Right. I want to call it an episode here, lads. When we come back, we'll find out what's through that door. Hopefully it's... I don't know if it's going to be a boss because I've never seen the light that heals you. But it might be the Forbidden Zone, it might not. See you in the next one, lads.